Hey folks, this is fisheries technician Mike Lundy and professional guide, and today we're going to talk about how to make custom-made quick strike rigs designed specifically for Alaska. And today we're going to show you all the materials that are necessary for making them and how to set them up to a tip-up. And a little bonus, we're going to start the talk by talking about good old fisheries science. This paper is written by a Wisconsin fisheries biologist named Terry Margineau back in 2007, and it's published in Environmental Biology of Fish. And we're going to talk about how quick strike rigs actually reduce hook mortality in northern pike and whether they're more beneficial than a giant single hook. So I'm going to get a little closer right here to the camera and show this. In this study right here, I totally recommend anybody who loves fishery science, love reading scientific journals, to read this paper. In this study, they sampled 40 muskies and they transferred them to about a 1-2 acre sized pond. They allowed them to acclimate to the new environment. And the results of this study that they did were awesome. After the muskies acclimated to this new system, the biologist hook and line sampled them with giant 10-odd large single mustad hooks on 12 to 16-inch size suckers. Now, if you don't know what a muskie is basically the northern pike's distant relative down in the Midwestern states where I'm from, in Wisconsin and the Minnesota area. So basically, here's what the single hook rig looks like. It's penetrated through the upper lip of the sucker, and when they hook these fish, they can't get an immediate hook set. They have to the biologists allow these fish to run for 3 to 5 minutes before they finally reel them in. And then once they got them in, they released them, and then they assessed the mortality over the previous year. In the results, they determined there was no instantaneous hook mortality within 24 hours. But here's the surprising result. Only 3 fish of the 40 survived. 27 of them died in overwintering mortality, which is between 50 and 200 days, and the remaining fish died up within 1 year. And you can see the results. Here's what happens with the single hooks here. When you get to you got a really good photograph of it in here. If you can look, see how the hook is in the fish's stomach. This is how these fish died. They developed a bacterial infection in the stomach, and it shut down their digestive mechanisms and other physiological functions, and thereby resulting in their demise. So basically, the authors concluded that using a quick strike rig consisting of 2 treble hooks will significantly reduce the mortality of not just muskies but northern pike also. And there's another picture of the hook blown up, size 10-odd hook from mustad. So, again, this is the name of the journal article. It's called Effects of Angling with a Single Hook and Live Bait on Muskellunge or Muskie Survival. I totally recommend reading this because it'll give you a better idea on why quick strike rigs are great for northern pike. Alright, enough with the science. Now let's get into the logistics of the quick strike rig kit here. Alright, so step 1, you're going to have 2 treble hooks, various sizes. The smallest I recommend starting off with is a size 4. I go all the way up to a size 2 odd. I explain this in the article that's published online, how various hook sizes accommodate the different bait sizes to maximize strike efficiency. Next, you're going to want to use one of 2 things. Depending on your preference, you can either use wire or fluorocarbon. Both work very well. Since fluorocarbon has gotten more popular, that's my preferred method to use, or preferred line to use in clear water conditions. But wire should work just fine also. Then you're going to barrel swivel. Then we're going to use a cross-lock duo snap. There's a variety of manufacturers that make these. And then some crimp sleeves. And last but not least, you're going to need some pliers or something or crimping tool to crimp the crimp sleeve down. All right. So here I have about a 20 to 2 inch piece of 30-pound 7-strand stainless steel wire. 20 to 40 pounds should be all you need. You don't need to go any heavier than 40 pound. If you go any lighter than 20, you may risk a bite off. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the sleeve with a barrel swivel. I'm going to slide it through. Correction on that, sorry. I'm going to slide this crimp sleeve through first. Then I'm going to put on the barrel swivel. Then I'm going to reinsert it back through. I'm going to hold one end with these two fingers right here. I'm going to take my crimping tool and crimp the sleeve shut. And there's the top of your, there's the top portion. This top eyelet of this barrel swivel is going to connect to the main line of your tip-up ice fishing line. Now on the bottom, I'm going to attach another crimp sleeve, and the cross-lock snap is going to go right here. So we'll slide on the sleeve. Reinsert this back through itself. Oops. Crimp that shut. Alright. So it looks like that's a complete leader, but we're halfway finished here. We're going to attach the fixed rig version of the quick strike rig. Now there's two versions of quick strike rigs. There's fixed rigs and tandem rigs. Tandem rigs are more designed for live bait, but in Alaska live bait's not allowed. So this is why my custom made fixed rig version works great for dead bait, because this system allows to accommodate any size bait fish, anything with size 4-inch herring all the way up to a 12-13 inch herring. So this is the next step. I have about an 8 to about an 11-inch piece of separate wire cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it, make a loop. I'm going to take the two tag ends. I'm going to take them, I'm going to insert them both through a crimp sleeve. Go. Alright, I'm going to slide this thing up. Now the loop should get smaller. Now I'm going to crimp that sleeve tight. There we go. Alright. So now you got these two dangling ends down here. This is where the two treble hooks are going to go. So I'm going to grab a sleeve. I'm going to attach the first of the two treble hooks. I'm going to slide that tag in through the sleeve. Insert that in through the hook. Rehook it back. Reinsert it back through the sleeve. Go. Like that, and I'm just going to crimp that sleeve tight. Okay. Now that sleeve's on. Now we got one more to go. Alright, take this sleeve and take this last remaining standing tag end, insert through the sleeve, take the final treble hook, insert it through. Oops. And let's try that again. Usually these heavier treble hooks sometimes slide out occasionally. There we go. Okay. Slide the sleeve up. There you go. Now here's the cool feature about this system. Now watch this. Most quick strike rigs are set for a specific length to target various size, suckers or live bait you're using. With this, you can custom make it. You can custom hook it to any live bait fish you want. Usually, in theory, if you want to go with a longer bait fish, like about an 8, 10, 12-inch size bait fish, I would have cut a longer separate section of wire fluorocarbon to accommodate that, but this should handle 4 to 8-inch size bait fish no problem. And here's how this basically works. So this cross lock duo snap that we attach in the beginning, all you do is unclip it. This loop that you formed earlier, you just snap that in, clip it, and you're good to go. And there's your quick strike rig. Now all you have to do, look at how this one's attached. All you basically do is take your main tip-up line. I just tie it directly to another snap swivel, and I just tie the other one, and it just connects directly to the barrel swivel, and you're all set to fish. That's the wire version. And on this setup over here, the same fundamentals apply on the fluorocarbon one. Got the top crimped, there's the barrel swivel, there's the loop formed in the separate section of 30-pound fluorocarbon. And these are smaller size 2-4 hooks right here. And this one's a little longer, so you can see it can accommodate some larger size bait fish. And last important thing to note, make sure you check the Alaska Department of Fish and Game sport fishing regulations, because some waters will not allow for multiple treble hooks, but some will. So I recommend doing that, so that way you don't go out and get fined. Strongly recommend doing that. But most waters in Alaska contain healthy pike populations. The use of multiple treble hooks is legal. But again, I would definitely recommend checking regulations to confirm that. But this is the tutorial on how to make a quick strike rig for ice fishing. And this is your professional guide and fisheries technician, Mike Lundy, signing off for Fish Alaska Magazine. Thank you.